Hey, what's going on? It's James Freel, and that's the song, and it's Sunday night, and it's time for the James Freel Show. I'm your host, James Freel, and I'm very happy to have you with me. I think I got a good show prepared for you guys. First time in a few months, probably. I actually feel good about the material I have. I'm sitting here watching Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. And I'm cheering for Boston. I would have enjoyed seeing the Boston Slam, but oh darn. I'm going to try to keep my commentary at a minimum. If someone scores, I'm definitely going to exude my excitement. Right now it's Boston 1-0 with 3 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first period. Yeah, I still don't know a lot about hockey, but I got to tell you, hockey's a great tide-over sport. As someone who really likes football, that's my sport. Hockey's definitely a good sport to tide me over to. So is basketball. But I digress. So, before I continue on with my rambling, let's go ahead and jump into news for the uninformed. Our top story: President of Mexico has agreed to help stop illegal immigration of some sort after the Trump administration threatened tariffs. That's at least the big lowdown that I understood from it. One of my buddies just texted me back. I saw him out in the parking lot, and hold on, I gotta check this out. Hold on. No, I saw him out in the parking lot and at a church. He's a minister there, an assistant minister. We've got this joke where we yell an expletive out the window at each other. But he was around a bunch of junior high kids, so I decided against that. But anyway, yeah, Trump is, he threatened tariffs with Mexico or something. And the president now said, okay, we'll help out. Please don't do the tariffs. Which, I guess that's a good thing. I mean, tariffs sounded like they would have been really rough on the economy, so glad that's not happening. In sports, the Toronto Raptors have secured a 3-1 lead over the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. That's kind of cool. I was wholeheartedly cheering against Golden State. I mean, it's kind of annoying to see them. They've been in it, 5 years in a row? I mean, they have been in it since I started paying attention to the NBA. Before any of that, I really wasn't watching NBA basketball, and I think basketball is one of the few sports where I enjoy college more than professional. And I know most people talk about, oh, dude, college, it's so much better than professional. I mean, I'm happy that you feel that way. I think professional football is more entertaining. I think professional baseball is far more entertaining. And, oh, geez, that was close. And professional hockey, obviously, is more entertaining. And what else? But yeah, basketball, I think college has got you beat. Mostly because in professional, it seems like they just don't attack the rim that much. They just go down and lob up threes. I mean, how many times can you do that? Is that a penalty on a dude? Oh, well. Moving on, and in pop culture, I don't think I have anything up right now. Of course, typical me, I might find something that I'll think of halfway through. Pop culture. I bet those Instagram people are still... Miss Game of Thrones, meet the new pop culture obsession. No, that doesn't sound like anything. Does that guy not have any eye protection on? Number 33? Ooh, jeez. I've heard that St. Louis has been kind of chippy lately. Wife of Warriors owner reportedly gets death threats after viral clip of her speaking to Jay-Z. Why Cody Ali's America's Got Talent auditions still. I think that that Jeopardy guy lost. Let me see. Jeopardy guy loses. Oh wow, the suggestion was Jeopardy guy has cancer. I heard Alex Trebek's doing better, so that's good. What else? I wish I could be as smart as him. Oh, it can get kind of difficult. I feel like I'm just gonna look up, and before I know it, it's gonna either be 1-1 or 0-0 without even realizing it. Oh, we got a fight breaking out. These dudes need to chill out. Is the guy still winning on Jeopardy? Has letter. Hold on. Did James lose Jeopardy? I think that's the dude. Titan Trivia, James Hallshauer, who saw his jaw-dropping 32-game Jeopardy winning streak came to an end on Monday's episode, blamed his downfall on Drake in his message since the Lost aired. Oh, did they score? Did I miss that? Let's see here. Oh, nice. Did not. Looks like it. Anyway, so I guess in pop culture he lost. I don't know how long ago that was. June 3rd, so really I should have known by now. Anyway. So moving on to my rambling section, which I have a lot of material. I've started to just write stuff down rather than when I was going around and typing stuff out. I was getting kind of obnoxious. So what all went down this week? So I'm still sober, how many days in am I? Who's counting? I'm about to count right now. It's harder once you get into the double digits to keep track. So my last one was on Memorial Day, which I think was the 27th. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 days since I've had, and I kind of had a bit of a lousy weekend, and I almost I wanted to drink, and I totally just didn't want to. I'm like, I don't feel like it. So anyway, I'm not gonna say when, but today is within a couple of weeks of my birthday, and I decided to buy myself a gift of a keyboard because I kind of miss music being a part of my life, and so I'm gonna try to practice. So I went to Guitar Center, and I got a keyboard with a stand, a bench, and a pedal, and it all seemed to be a pretty good deal. But I hate going into Guitar Center. Everyone seems kind of like it. I hate to use the word, but I feel like a douche whenever I go into Guitar Center, because it's just one of my hobbies, and everyone's better than me, and I get really insecure about it. And I'm just sitting there and doing what I'm doing, and everyone's better than me, and just like, well, this guy thinks he knows what he's doing. I sound like even more like a jerk. People wouldn't think I was if I didn't mention any of that, but that's just the way I feel about it. And the thing I thought about with the job, working at Guitar Center seems like a job that a lot of people want, but once you get it, I can see it kind of sucking really bad. Like, it does not seem like a job that I would want to hold on to for that long. I'd be like, okay, it was kind of cool being around stuff, but it's just, why would you want to mix business with pleasure? Music is a hobby. I don't want to see it every day of my life. I'm not going to make it big as a musician or anything, but I do want to get better at I found this series, and I hope I can stick to this, about learn and master the piano. And it's just, if there was one instrument that I could see myself hopping back into and putting effort into it, it would be that. So once it arrives, I'm going to try. And another thing is, I felt like I've been consistently working out at least 3 sessions a week. Lately, I've been getting it up to 5 times a week. And if I can commit to that for a year, I think I can commit to practicing 30 minutes a day for 5 or 6 times a week. I would like to do 6, but we'll see. Anyway, so I go into Guitar Center, and I ask for it, and the guy comes back with a different one, and the total's like way more than I thought, and I'd given him the wrong number. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I meant a different model was the one I was after. So he goes and gets me the right one, well, he says, oh, let me go back and get you the right one, and he comes back empty-handed, and I was like, oh no. And it was out of stock. And here's the thing, I'm going up to Cleveland for 2 weeks, and I really, really wanted to bring the thing with me so that I could practice, but that's not happening, and it's just a real bummer to me that I did have this horrible thought in my head, like, like, oh, who knows if I'm gonna still be motivated to learn piano by the time that gets here. Oh jeez, that would not be a good thing. Anyway, I was mad. I was getting really frustrated also because I had to wait a long time, and this guy was handling a tough customer service situation exactly the way I would handle it whenever I was in a customer service situation. He had long hair, and he's like, "Oh, sir, I am so sorry that you have to." Oh, yeah. Well, what do you know? And I was like, "Dang it, I'm getting angry, but he's not letting me." And that's probably a good thing. I had no reason to. Oh, look, they have a. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. They had my girl and I we both enjoy The Office, and they just had Jenna Fisher on. Because I know she's a St. Louis Blues fan, and John Krasinski's a Bruins fan, so that was kind of interesting. I didn't realize that she said during the World Series they were divided, where she and one other character were cheering for the Cardinals, and the other team was cheering for the Red Sox. Anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. So, just like me, yeah, I said that. So basically, that was my trip to Guitar Center. It was also kind of funny. There were these two men who were trying to rent something, and this one woman was trying to handle the situation and giving them a discount, and then she had to leave, and the manager came back. He's like, "Why are they saying they get this price? Why are they saying that?" Back and forth, and it was not going well. It was one of those things where the right hand didn't know what the left hand was doing, and the one dude kind of stabbed her in the back because she's like, she was trying to handle it like that, and it just didn't work that way. Is this an ad for Cedar Point? No, I don't think so. But that is where I hopefully will be at tomorrow, and also the following day. Not the following day, but on the weekend, even though it's supposed to rain. Anyway, moving on. So this week, I had 3 days in a row where I didn't get called in, and it makes sense. I still got paid for it and everything, but because my mentor was the only possible guy who could answer any calls, he's like, I'm trying to keep myself free so that if I get called, if someone needs an emergency call, I'm available for it, which makes sense. But I had 3 days in a row where I was doing nothing. And yeah, I basically haven't been into work for 5 days. I haven't been in since last Tuesday. And I'd like to say I'm not complaining, but I am, because when you feel like you should be doing something, you can't enjoy that time off. It's not like I can sit home. It's not really time off. I have to find something to do, and sometimes there's not a lot of things to do, and it can be very frustrating and whatnot. So basically, yeah, I don't know. It was not a good time. And I feel guilty because it's like, well, I'm technically on the clock, but to be fair, my manager did tell me that there will be days where I don't feel like I'm doing anything, and I definitely felt that way. But I've been working here for about 4 months now, so it's like I need to get better at this. I don't know. Moving on. Harassment in the workplace. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I had to take this class. One of the things I did do, I had to take this course about how not to harass people in the workplace. And so many people don't take stuff like that seriously. And I think the reason why that is because it makes us recognize that, like, we sometimes basically, by that definition, have committed harassment in the workplace. And okay, that sounded a lot worse than it is, but when I'm talking about harassment in the workplace, I'm talking about, like, making jokes with each other while no one is offended. Like, based on that, obviously, if a boss is, like, making advances or giving unwanted, I mean, the Me Too movement was great for snuffing that stuff out, because everyone's on edge now, as they should be, because, but and I guess maybe, like I said, the point is, like, people tend to mock classes like that because we like making jokes, and the videos say, no, you need to report that stuff. And it's just like, geez, I don't want to be the joke police, even if I'm offended by it. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, I gotta say, the dude, I don't know if you've seen that, speaking of The Office earlier, there's that one prank they did on the show where Jim is replaced by an Asian guy. That guy was one of the characters in the video that it was showing, and that was kind of funny. I'm like, oh, I wonder what else he's acted in. I tried finding him on IMDb, but I really couldn't find much about it. I gotta say that the story was pretty compelling. The story about the harassment in the workplace, guys. It was a pretty good show. I enjoyed watching it, and I would rewatch it if I could. I mean, maybe not soon, but I was entertained by it. I mean, it did not hold back. It had, like, words they had to bleep out, and it had, like, the Office floozy and all that jazz. And yeah, I mean, the takeaway was that I better just not make any jokes that could be perceived as disrespectful. But I mean, the good thing about that is that I'm not really that funny, so I don't try to make jokes in the first place. I'm even bad at retelling jokes that are already funny in and of themselves, so I don't think I have anything to worry. And if I ever did make an inappropriate advance, I deserve whatever's coming to me, as anyone would. So moving on. Cooking. I've been doing a lot more cooking lately, and by cooking I don't mean reheating stuff in the oven. Oh, darn it, I just remembered I really wanted to have, like, still shots, like photos, over what I'm talking about, but I just put this off too long, so I can't be doing that. I can't, I'm not gonna have time. I'm really cutting it close with this episode. It's 9:13 p.m. on a Sunday, and my goal is to just always have this up by the weekend, before the weekend is over. And I've gotten into such a habit of doing it Saturday, or mostly even Sunday, that if I were to do one on Friday, it would be kind of weird. It might be hard to do one next week simply because, oh, look at that, they put a St. Louis jersey on the statue. Yes, Samsung, Galaxy, Honda, all these sponsors. Wish that'd be cool if you could find a way to pay to have ads off of whatever it is you're watching. Anyway. So, one thing I cooked was this, like, garbanzo bean mix, or it's a garbanzo curry or something, but you put it over rice. And you start out by sauteing onions, and there's like 5 different seasonings that I needed to add that I hadn't added. And you add garbanzo beans and canned tomatoes, mix it together, put it over ice, and my girl, who can sometimes be kind of a little bit of a picky eater, I was really nervous about whether she would like it or not. She actually liked it a lot, and that made me feel really good. And then this past Friday, I cooked some chicken parmesan. I breaded it myself, and I just found one of those YouTube videos, those things that you see in your Facebook feed about oh, I don't know, you know what I mean, the those tasty videos that like BuzzFeed makes. So like you cut the chicken breast in half through the side, stuff it with mozzarella. It turned out pretty good, I think. I think it turned out pretty good in my humble opinion. I mean, it wasn't the best. I just put it over some pasta with some pasta sauce that I did not make myself. So there's that. I gotta say, chicken parmesan as a whole is kind of overrated. It's not bad, but it is kind of overhyped, in my humble opinion. People talk about it like that Peyton Manning commercial where he does the little jingle and talks about it. I'm not crazy about it. I am not. So, yeah, leaving for Cleveland tomorrow with no piano, but got a pass for Cedar Point. There's really nothing new this year. Yesterday I went with my family to get a steak, and then I played cards with them afterwards, and it really didn't go that well. And so today I thought, you know what? Let's go play poker. Let's go to the casino. I've never done that before, and it seems like it might be a fun time. So I go, but it's like a Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock, and I gotta tell you, that's when all the degenerate gamblers are there. I'm sorry you were there, and I can't really criticize because I was there, but to be fair, I haven't gambled in 4 years. I haven't gambled any money in 4 years, so that was kind of a nightmare. But alright, we got the second period going. I went to sign up to do Texas Hold'em, but yeah, they only had a tournament going, and there weren't enough people to sign up for the 1-3, so I waited around like 30 minutes, and I'm like, alright, forget this. This is stupid. I'm not going to wait around for it, for something that's, in all likelihood, not going to happen within the timeable manner. Yeah, a lot of old people, a lot of oxygen tanks, a lot of sad scenes, and it makes me think, I don't know, like, I like the idea of casinos. They seem somewhere that, like, where the Rat Pack hung out. And apparently that was a thing back when the mobs ran the casinos in Las Vegas. You get a steak for like $2, and also now the corporations run it and everything. Dude, this casino I went to today, it is on the decline, big time. Jeez. How hard is it to move one of those goals? Our goalie just got shoved backwards. Let's see a repeat of this. Jiminy Christmas. What was the strategy there? Anyway. These guys are kind of playing a little chippy, if you ask. Jeez. I just spilled water on myself. These guys are playing pretty chippy for what they're doing. Anyway, oh, that's right. Also this past week, I guess maybe I did talk about this last week, how I bought Madden, and I went into a GameStop to do it, and one of the guys was nice, but it seemed like they would socialize with me a little bit, and they just did not at all. Well, the one guy did, the other didn't, but I was the only one in the store, and I'm like, how long is this place going to stay open? But that Madden game is making me angry. It's a lot more difficult, and the thing is, other than that, the game seems to be the exact same game as before that. I had Madden 15. Now I have Madden 18. I am having the toughest time with it. I guess I just got to figure more of the stuff out. But yeah, it's getting tough. I'm gonna have a tough time to keep on playing it this way. Man, I'm getting tired. Crashing. Am I gonna get up early and work out tomorrow? I don't want to, because I want to go to Cedar Point tomorrow. It's supposed to rain. There's a chance of rain every day I have available to go there. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but hopefully I have a good time there. I might be exhausted, especially just because I'm going to be driving all day, and even though you're not doing anything, that can really take it out of you. So it's gonna be really late when I check into my hotel. Geez, that's right, and I gotta be there at 7:40 a.m. the next day. So I guess I can't really stay that late. But luckily I got the pass, so I can just do a pop in, pop out. And that was a close one. I guess not really, my whole perception is off. I got this guy in my building. I just realized something today. I really don't have a whole lot of people who like the same sports I do. This was my douche of a brother-in-law last night. And he likes hockey, but this is why I don't like talking sports with him. I know he wouldn't listen to this. He knows about this show, but he wouldn't listen. I'm just trying to riff with him about sports, just try to get some conversation going. And I say, so, you cheering for the Bluesers? And to be fair, no, I haven't been watching hockey. I've only been following it for about a year now. And he just goes, well, that's not true. I watched the Stanley Cup Finals the year before. This is the third year I've been watching it. But, yeah, I asked him, so you following the Bluesers? You want them to win? Because I think he hates the Bruins, which is fine. But he goes, because you have not been watching hockey long enough to be making that joke. And I'm just like, dude, fair enough. I guess I haven't. I'm just trying to riff with you to make conversation. You choose to make it like that. I don't know. It kind of frustrated me. It made me feel dumb. So probably next time I watch it with him, I'll ask him, now, have I been watching long enough to do this? He's going to figure out if I'm a big enough fan to be doing this. I don't know. Makes me feel dumb. It's like, why would you, how am I supposed to respond to that? What am I supposed to say to that? Anyway. Yeah, they're still up 1-0. So, I didn't mention this last week. This happened about 2 weeks ago. But, that was a close goal. I was at a gas station filling up, and this dude walks up to me, and he's like, man, that license plate really takes me back. And my company vehicle has an Arkansas license plate because the car was delivered to me from Arkansas. And I'm like, oh yeah? Oh, darn it, that guy just lost control of the puck. Dude. Oh, man. The guy probably would have stopped it. Anyway, he had a Green Bay Packers jersey on. And I really don't like the Packers. They're like the Steelers of the NFC to me. But I think Aaron Rodgers is one of the most overhyped quarterbacks of all time. But anyway, recently, it was a few days ago, Bart Starr had died, and he had a Packers shirt. I'm like, oh man, sorry about Bart Starr, man, that guy was a legend. And he told me, I actually wear jerseys of all teams, not just except the Patriots. And I told him, man, I get you, I'm that way except with the Steelers. But he said, I respect the Patriots, which I'm good. He's not one of those dudes who's like, Cheatriots, which really isn't that good of a nickname. It just doesn't really flow. I will say one of the best nicknames for sports teams, insults, is they got the Bungles. I'm like, that works. That works for the Cincinnati Bungles. It's like, dang it, that's really good. I guess the Cowgirls is kind of good also, but I don't know, Bungles is a pretty good one. It's also just a really appropriate name for the franchise. Anyway, I think this was a pretty good show. Maybe I should start with the method of writing stuff down rather than jeez, my voice just cracked there, rather than doing the other thing. I don't know. Okay, so I guess that's gonna be the show for this week. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy Cedar Point tomorrow, and take care. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. No, don't actually do that. It's not a good idea. See ya. Bye.